Welcome back, everyone's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it. Ready to dive into some conviction bourbon. Yes, conviction bourbon.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone's the Bourbon Judge. So I'm excited for today. We have whiskey coming from the great state of North Carolina. Yes, Southern Grace Distillery, an up-and-coming craft distillery based down in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. So, cool story, actually. I've heard about this brand years ago. So, you guys may or may not know if you watch the channel. I'm from Delaware, or I live in Delaware rather. But many years ago, the family and I, we used to always go to Outer Banks, North Carolina, which is like the beach area for North Carolina. And I remember this is going back like 8, 9, maybe even 10 years ago. Hanging out with the family. We go to a restaurant, grab a pour of whiskey, and most beach towns don't have like a huge whiskey list, but they always have like local craft distilleries as well from a whiskey standpoint. So I saw Conviction Bourbon. I was like, haven't had that before. So I tried it. I enjoyed it many years ago. Again, 8, 9 years ago, whatever that was. I enjoyed it. But, unfortunately, it's not sold in Delaware. So kind of forgot about it a little bit until recently. I think it was Zach. So Zach, the director of sales, him and then the co-founder, Tom, had reached out, was like, hey, Judge, we love the fact that you always, review craft distilleries. Would you mind if we send you some whiskey so you can get it on the channel? So Zach, Tom, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys sending over these sample bottles to get on the channel for, fair review and so forth. So again, based in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. What I love about this, a couple things. Number one, true craft distillery. They distill their own whiskey, they age it, and they bottle it all on site in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. I love that. But the cool thing about it, right? So it's Southern Grace Distillery. All of their whiskey really goes under the brand Conviction Bourbon. You might be wondering, why Conviction Bourbon? The reason why is because they are based in an old retired prison. Yes, an old retired prison. So in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, where they're at, a retired prison that, went out of business, which is kind of interesting to say. Shut down, I should say. Shut down in 1929. Fast forward to where they are today. Obviously, they now own the property of this retired old shut down prison. And so they are truly making whiskey from a prison. Pretty damn cool. I need to get there because they do some really cool tours. They do some ghost tours during like Halloween and so forth. So, from what I've seen online, really cool facility. And I have some friends in the North Carolina area that has also told me, Judge, you need to get there. All right, so we're going to dive into their single barrel. So they sent me a single barrel as well as a double oak. But above and beyond this, they make obviously like a small batch. Obviously, they make a whole bunch of like finished whiskey as well. So bourbon finished in ex-honey barrels, or bourbon finished in like French oak or sherry, or a variety of different other finishes as well. So really excited for this, just because again, it's been years since I've had Conviction Bourbon. All right. Last thing I will say is that they are very transparent. They use a sour mash process. So essentially they are using a portion of the distillate or portion of the mash bill from the last mash to kind of kickstart the new batch of whiskey that they're creating that day, if you will, right? We are going to do things a little bit different today, just slightly. Only because this is a double oak, even though the proof is going to be a little bit less, I actually want to start with this single barrel. Is that fair? All right. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this real quick. What I'll say about the single barrel is that, there's single barrel bourbons that are out there that are available. When you find them, and you're going to find them in really, unfortunately, only in 4 states, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. I know they are growing to try to expand their presence, if you will. Hopefully they'll have a chance to work with like an online retailer like a Sailbox or a Shared Pour to really kind of expand their footprint, because if I recall, their whiskey was really good. Again, I'm going back a few years, but the last time I had this, it was really good. All right, let's dive into this single barrel. All right, let me go ahead and get into the nose real quick. So this is a single barrel. So obviously each and every single barrel that you might find out there in like on the shelves and so forth is going to be a different proof and different age. Mine comes in at exactly 115 proof, right? So 115 proof, and the age is about 4.5 years, so 4.5 years for my single barrel. All right, let's get into the nose. Whew. Very nice. So this is a true sour mash, single barrel, cask strength, uncut, unfiltered. Love that. Oh man. So the nose is very nice. You know, with a lot of times with craft distilleries, you have like a very, almost like a youthful nose to it in some ways. But this one actually has a very nice, oh yeah, very nice. It has like a little bit of like depth to it, if you will. Very minor, 4.5 years, very minor, like grainy kind of a notes, very minor, like very subtle kind of in the background, but it's not grainy for the most part. It's a lot more like strawberries, which is an interesting first note. Strawberries combined with like some brown sugar, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of leather. A little bit of pepper. Wow, but I keep going back to like that fruit note. That strawberry note is very prevalent. Extremely prevalent. Wow, very nice. All right. MSRP on this single barrel bourbon. Not bad, actually. Only $47. So $50 bottle for a single barrel, cask strength, uncut, unfiltered. Not bad so far, at least from a price standpoint. All right, here we go. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Have you ever had conviction bourbon? If so, which type and what were your thoughts? Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers to conviction bourbon. Let's go. Oh, that's good. Very good. Damn. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I love that. It's like a strawberry meets raspberry note in the mid end of the palate. I had it in the nose, but that's like the number one thing that was in the nose, and it transferred perfect. I mean, very beautiful over to the mid end of the palate. Let me get a little bit more. Very nice. Not as much leather that I got in the nose. It's a lot more fruit. It's like almost a lot more fruit meets like caramel and like brown sugar, but not deep notes of like leather. I had a little bit of leather in the nose, but a lot more. That strawberry meets like a raspberry, blackberry. That fruit note definitely was there in the nose, and it came through in the mid end of the palate, big time. At 100 and was it 115? Yeah, at 115 proof, very nice, bold, long finish. Doesn't drop off. Not bad at all. I'm going to give you 3 separate judgments. You know, one for each one. Buy, do not buy, leave it on the shelf. And then the third judgment, which one is better? But I'm going to do that at the end. So the double oak. So the cool thing about this is that on the front, it even says here, double oak 1929. So they're obviously kind of paying homage to when the jail or when the prison shut down. So they're kind of, you know, kind of paying homage to that from that standpoint. So the double oak 1929. The cool thing about it is that obviously all their double oak products are also single barrels. They're just double oaked as well, right? So they're always going to be single barrels, but then double oaked. So the age is always going to vary. The age on my single barrel happens to be 5 years and 7 months. The cool thing about it, now this is definitely very different. Most distilleries don't do this, so I think this is kind of cool that they kind of change it up, and why not, right? So my double oak single barrel is aged 5 years and 7 months. It spent the first basically 2.5, almost 2 years and 7 months in the original barrel, and then they dumped it and put it into a secondary barrel for 3 years. So it spent 3 years in the secondary barrel. The majority of the time was in the secondary barrel. So that's pretty cool. I mean, 5 years and 7 months, but hey, I'm okay with it being in the secondary barrel for 3 years. Not bad. All right. Let's dive into this one real quick. Ooh, goodness. Oh, Yes, sir. That is nice on the nose. All right, hold on. What's the proof? Wow. All right, I remember this one was lower. So the proof on this one is 101.4. Yes, 101.4. However, this is cask strength, uncut, unfiltered. So you might be wondering, Judge, if it's only 101.4, their barrel entry proof must be lower. And it is lower. So they are kind of similar to like Michter's. So you know how Michter's does their barrel entry proof at 103? They are right there, right? Or very close to it, I should say. Their barrel entry proof for all their whiskey is actually at 105. So they have a much lower barrel entry proof, which a lot of people are big fans of that because it does in many ways kind of preserve like the quality of the whiskey. I'm a big fan of it as well. I'm a big Michter's fan. So we'll see how this one is also. But yeah, their barrel entry proof 105, the barrel entry proof. Oh man, this nose is nice. Now this is complete leather, tons of oak. You still get that sweetness like from that strawberry, raspberry, like that fruit note, but it's definitely kind of combined with the leather, the oak, the chocolate, because it's been double oak for almost pretty much 3 years. Damn. MSRP a little bit higher, where this one was 47, this one's 65, right? So $65 MSRP. However, it's aged, almost 6 years. So it's really not bad from a, if you think about like, almost like the whole $10 per year rule, if you will. Oh man, this is nice. Jesus, nose is nice. It's all leather, chocolate, oak, brown sugar, and a lovely combination of that raspberry strawberry note. That is nice. All right, I'm diving in. Cheers, friends. That's good. That is quite delicious. I need another sip. Goodness gracious. Wow. Very clean. Wow, this is only 101.4. It's so just like such a calm experience, right? And what does that mean? So that means it's something that it's 101.4 from the beginning of the palate, mid palate, into the palate. It's here the whole time. It's not very vibrant. It's not very bold, but the flavor profile within your palate, it just moves around. I mean, it's such a wonderful experience from a palate standpoint. It's honestly quite dangerous because you could probably sip a lot of this in one sitting and be like, I mean, I'm good, right? It's not 120, it's not 130 proof. It's very clean and it's just, This would go so well with the cigar too. That's what I keep thinking about, right? Oh my gosh. This would go very well with the cigar. All right. So, Judge, keep it real, always. 3 separate verdicts. So start with the single barrel coming in at 115 proof. It's a buy, do not buy, or leave it on the shelf. At $47, I think this is a fantastic brand that people should try, honestly. As a single barrel, I think it's quite delicious. It holds its own at 115 proof. Very bold, very vibrant, really good, great quality whiskey. Absolutely a buy. Now, we move over to the double oak. If you know me, if a double oak is done well, I love it. I don't love all double oaks, but if a double oak is done well, I love the crap out of it. At 101.4 proof, that to me is a hell yes of a buy. That to me is delicious. And honestly, if you're someone out there and you're like, Judge, I want to try this brand because you said both are buys, but just keep it real. If I'm going to buy one, which one am I going to buy and why? This bad boy right here. If you love a double oak, grab this. And if you don't live in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, or Virginia, call a friend, call a cousin, find a double oak single barrel, and I guarantee you will love it. To me, this is quite delicious. And honestly, when I think back to where the last time I had conviction bourbon 7-8 years ago, it was decent back then, right? These are both way better. Obviously, it's been now 6-7 years. They've obviously aged a lot more of their whiskey. These are both way better. And that, my friends, is damn near delicious. 101.4 proof, stop it. That is just insane. Hey, friends, until the next time, as we sit in this courtroom, peace, cheers, most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.